Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie, joined with Darth and we're going to break down another week of Marvel Strike Force for you. So hopefully you guys enjoy what we got to discuss today. So we're just going to go ahead and relay our personal experiences here. And let's jump into it here. So Darth, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a beautiful morning. One more week until the NFL season starts, so I'm in a good place, man.
Dude, that's what I've been wanting. Every single time when we're done with the show, I keep wanting to give that same countdown. So thank you for reminding me because I've been watching that. And I've already been, I don't know if you do this, but I do fantasy football. You a fantasy football player?
I do not have time for that.
Yeah, I got the feeling like you didn't. And I think it may have been in the past because I think I talked about it like last year to our alliance. There wasn't that many people that were interested. But I'm one of those that jump into it, and it's just kind of more for a group of guys that we do on the side. So it's not like full blown where I'm watching the ESPN stuff as far as recapping fantasy football. But I do it leisurely, and sometimes I get lucky. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, football season is right around the corner. I'm excited about it. I already did my first football. I'm going to be doing a lot of football games this year, which is kind of, now that my boy's getting bigger, he's 7, going to turn 8 in November. And he's a full-blown football fanatic already, and it kind of worries me a little bit. I used to play in high school. I don't know. I don't care. It's our show. We can do whatever we want. But I'll get to Marvel Strike Force in a second. But I used to play QB when I was in high school. I don't know. Little fun fact. So, but anyways, but like, as you become a dad, you're like, I don't know if I want my son to get banged up. But he's remember I showed you that one picture of him playing soccer? I don't know if you remember seeing it. One of the times when Menace and us were on here and he was like big giant kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my boy. So it's like, I still, even though as big as he is compared to his peers, I mean, I feel comfortable with him, but I just don't want him all into that yet. I just know, like, they're so young. It's just weird to see kids that small bang each other, around and stuff like that. And for me, I just want them to be coordinated first, and then as they get older, like their teenage years, we'll be ready. But anyways, about the show. So jumping into it, yeah, this week we're gonna kind of break down what's been going on. Let me bring up the gameplay. And we're gonna talk about this past week. We're gonna definitely jump in and start talking about the blog posts and what's coming on the horizon. There was a lot of information on there, but we'll kind of dissect it a little bit differently. Just kind of staying within the track and focus on what we want to kind of, within our gameplay and what we're focusing on. And I'm sure everybody else trying not to get too distracted with the new characters. That's really where the big news came out. So this past week, we had the start of the Hulk, or the Abomination, but it's called a Hulk Hunter. And this is big monthly milestone event, which, you hear some grumblings about where most of the people don't dislike it, I guess, but it's something that's going to stick. If you catch Mobile Gamer, he kind of gets more in depth about little insights, and there was some big news within the game separately as far as like a news article that came out that Brian, who's also been like a guest on Mobile Gamer's channel, he's a writer for Game Former. But the gist of it, and I can tell, and they said like other Scopely games that they have, is that all the like the WWE and Looney Tunes and all this other kind of stuff that they have on the side, it's all like monthly characters. So it's gonna be the norm. Kind of have to get used to it. But the question that I have is, I'm looking at this Hulkbuster for you, Darth. Now that have you been able to pull one of the orbs for Abomination?
No. I have to get 40,000 more points to get to my first orb.
Okay. Because that's the part that I'm like looking at this, and I wanted to make sure I'm not losing my mind. Because every time I look over here at this guy, I'm like, okay, I got 200. Now I guess today I got 1,000. It's slowly creeping up to whatever these Abominations.
That's from your web milestone that you're collecting every day. You're getting 250 of those a day.
Okay, that's where it's coming from. But other than that, it's not coming from the Stark R&D?
I don't think so. No, I have the exact same amount of orb fragments as you do, and that's how I've gotten all 1,000 of mine.
Okay. All right, so I wasn't losing my mind. So you haven't opened up anything yet there? All right. So yeah, that was the biggest thing because I'm looking at this event, and as I just kind of did a whole intro there talking about the month milestone, I'm like, damn, I'm already on that 17 and I have yet to open one of his shards, you know? So it's just kind of a weird feeling, but I guess these are really when you start getting it, right? This is it, the Gamma. Is that what it's called? Gamma Goliath? I didn't click on
Like
it.
that. Yeah, we have the exact same amount of points right now for the monthly milestone, down to the point. So you've done exactly what I have and collected everything.
Okay. So really, when we start this, when I'm looking at the rewards of this specific milestone, when you get to the 24 is where you get your first opportunity to earn a full orb. And then from that point on, I didn't, I'm looking at this.
The full orb that ranges between 2 and 100 shards.
That sucks, dude.
Dude, the minimum is, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see as we pull the orbs, because I've never pulled the orbs, so I can't say if they're worth a darn or not.
All right,
But
so
I personally preferred shards in there. Guaranteed shards. Um, Guaranteed shards might get me to buy something to jump up the next level. An orb pull that can net me 2 shards and probably will net me 2 shards is probably not worth whatever money they want for me to bust up another level.
okay. And I was just trying to calculate in my head with my bad high school math here. It almost looks like if you were to complete, we all know how hard it is at the end of the month to get to milestone 40. So it looks like you may become like 4 orbs short to open up. So not adding that. Yeah, not adding that, but just sticking over here on milestone 39, it almost feels that you're going to be able to open up about like 10 orbs through this reward system.
I think it's like 20.
Is
Let
it
me
more than
check it
that?
out.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You get 23. It looks like at 39, and it'll be 27 if you do
Okay.
40.
All right. So yeah, I divided it twice. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we'll see. But even at that, like you're saying, if you're getting like that two shards on
Right.
each of those,
I don't know. I guess maybe Hulkbusters just got me freaked out still
yeah,
because there was so many 2 shard orb pulls.
yeah. All right. But well, we talked. So that's what's opened up this week. With that comes with his little side milestones that's going to go on throughout the month. And the first one that came out was our Stark R&D. And off of it, we got the daily one over here where you start blitzing your mind out, right? So we're kind of peeking at each other's point system and kind of seeing where we're fair. This overall, well, that's not the overall, but the overall one right here is what I've been accumulating. I'm about at 95. I think the pace that I'm going at, because I am completing each rotation each day since this came out. So I've went through all my 8 rotations. The other thing that I was doing is I am still focusing on the Bionic Avengers, and I've been using some of those the Blitz currency where you can still get some freebies like the 25, whatever, I forget what they're called, but um, I can't get to it there. But anyways, when I get to a separate screen, I'll show it. But that's kind of what I've been going pretty aggressively at. Now, I guess for you, Darth, are you like me? Are you targeting this leaderboard?
I'm going to get 1%, I hope. I am. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Like, so, but I'm also realistic, not thinking I'm knowing I'm not going to get the top 100 and hoping that I can still fall in the top 1%.
Yeah. No,
But we'll see. I mean, I am blitzing my mind out like you are. I'm 5 million points behind you. But we discussed that this morning. I think that might just be gold expenditure.
yep. And that's a great point again. Yeah, it definitely is because one of my daily habits that I have on the game is I look at that milestone there that we have as far as your gold spending, and it's not on here during this whole event. So that usually used to keep me in check. It used to be like my account alert saying, "Hey, you're using up too much gold." And now that it's not there anymore, I have not been paying attention on my gold spender, and that is earning me some extra points. So that's definitely the case. Kind of going back into the leaderboard here, though, for a moment. This is kind of how I've been able to kind of track it. I go into the past one, and this is what some people are spending on their day rotations. 159 points there.
Number
Did you
2
know?
has a few more points than I do, or has as many points as you do. Or
No,
no, not quite. Excuse me. He has 100,000 more points than I do in one day than I do in the whole event.
exactly. There you go. Yeah, these are 1 day points. This isn't a tally. This is from this particular one. On 1 day, I got 27 million points. These guys over here up in these numbers, man, outrageous numbers. I mean, I don't even know how. But if you round it up, you see how drastic that spread is. You know, from the 100 persons at 43, which that feels manageable. If I were to go hardcore with it somehow, I think I can hit that number. But I have no idea how I can hit 159 mil. So where I ranked here, just going through it all, and this is how you can kind of get a feeling about the 1% type feel. I was at 1295 for that day. Jumping back to this next one. This one I think I went down on, but the points kind of went a little bit lower there. 37 for the 100 person, and then I'm somewhere right there, 1662. So yeah, it's been an interesting. It's I guess overall your feel. I mean, do you like the blitzing aspect of this system? I mean, what's your take as far as on the milestones? I mean, the third part I haven't, as you can answer all of that, but I'll pull up the web. We didn't talk about the web store, web milestone.
I like the event. You know me, and it's an unpopular opinion, but I think that an event where you grind for a leaderboard is perfect, and it's very completable. So they didn't make the daily rewards incompletable. Like it seems to be. It says 15 million points, but that's a fairly easy task if you have some Bionic Avengers and you're willing to spend some gold. And it's a reasonable amount of rewards that you're going to need. And in my brain, I can specifically think of all the gamma radiation that I'm picking up that I need.
That's a big
So,
one right there. That radiation has been a blessing.
so I'm okay with it. If you don't blitz, what's it going to do? It's going to cost you on the leaderboard. As long as you collect those daily milestones, you're in good shape and you're still getting your free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just it's fine. I'm a fan of the event. I'm a fan of the more time you spend on the phone or your computer, however you play your game, the better you should do an event.
Yeah.
And that's the choice that you make. You want to do really well, then get in all your blitz rotations. If you want to relax and understand that all you're doing is maybe losing one place on your reward bracket.
Yeah. And I was kind of wrapping it up with the web side of things. So another thing that I've been noticing the trend here is like there's milestones on milestone events, kind of all convoluted as Mobile Gamer talks about. But if you kind of figure out the proper direction as far as on how they're spreading out these rewards, you make sure that that's a part you just don't want to pass up on it. And I know that hasn't been a hot topic like publicly, but I think within my own, I guess maybe it's just me. I feel it's a hot topic because I just feel bad with certain alliance mates of ours that don't have access or don't, want to use this web store and what they're losing out on. And I just feel like, damn, especially when they're free to play approach and they're missing out on this. To me, this is a very, very huge, big deal for those type of
We're thinking
players.
about we're thinking about the same guy.
Yeah. And
And I think about him regularly when I go on there, and the more and more they put on the web store,
yeah,
and I think about his decision to not connect his account ever, which, like I said at the time, is probably still a smarter decision than me. But they can have whatever they want for all that stuff they're giving me, I guess.
mhm,
I guess I'm not smart enough to know what they could possibly be taking from me or what kind of information they could glean from me by hooking my account into this.
mhm.
But but whatever it is, I don't think I care.
No, I'm with you too. I mean, it's like, but but and on the flip side of it, I wonder if that would kind of start squeezing players out a little bit, especially on the free to play approach. And that's kind of where my other thought process gets into. It's like, damn, I wonder if they start feeling how far more behind they are because of the new feature and kind of forcing people to go into the web store to start
Missing
playing.
out on a premium orb and 100 energy every day at minimum,
Yeah,
and it's more the energy than the premium orb.
yeah. But yeah, this is the daily one. This is a daily one too. So this is the one that, and I didn't realize that there's different time zones on when this resets, or maybe it's the same time. I can't. You know what? I think it is the same time, but there was another thing where they kind of updated where the reset time is like at, for me, it's around 2. Well, it's something earlier. It's not like later in the day. Like, server reset time for me typically would be about 6 p.m. Central Time, but this got bumped up here where it's almost around 2 p.m. Central. And I think that's where some people forget to go back into the store. So it becomes somewhat a chore depending on how your access is to it. But like for myself, I do have to jump on there before I got 8 hours left. Where I take it back. I mean, I have 8 hours to complete these to make sure my alliance mates are also donating and doing some stuff here, or I'm opening my boxes to claim the additional alliance credits. So I have this clicker, this time clock to make sure that I collect the credits. But if you miss out on as far as this side of claiming the rewards, there is this feature right here you can go back and collect. So, anyways, it's just something. It's all interesting. It's just kind of a little mapping system as far as where you find your rewards overall for the Stark R&D. And that kind of foreshadows a little bit on what I'll discuss about this coming week with the recent blog posts. And I think that is actually kind of a good segue. So let me actually bring up the blog post and we'll jump into that topic here now. Question of like where to begin. For me, let's actually just start off with the new hot thing. We'll just kind of get to. I want to hear your opinion off of this person right here. So we kind of got like a little image here. Everyone was trying to figure out who this character was going to be. It was pretty obvious at some point that this was going to start being this is a new character because no one was really hitting on the guesses on what Marvel tune this was. So this is actually the character, right? So this person jumps in and she's what the big news is for the Friday blog post. Um, and then of course, I mean, I'm trying to even remember her name, man. Spider Weaver.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so she's the new Marvel Strike Force feature character. So they got 3 on there now. It all started off with Kestrel, then it went into Deathpool, and then now we got Spider Weaver. You got any first opinions? What's your thoughts when you hear like the news as far as that they have a new feature character for the game?
Thoughts on a new featured character are good. Like I've thoroughly enjoyed their original characters that Marvel Strike Force has pulled out. Kestrel is top 3, top 5 at least character in the game still a year and a half after she was released. Deathpool is immensely important in the Mystic Raid still. She has the unique where she spreads energy on death. They're very important, so I feel that they're going to do the same thing with this, and they're going to make their third original character as equally as powerful and as important as those other 2. And to skip ahead on you a little bit, the thing I picked up in this blog post about her mostly was that she's going to be required in the Apocalypse Saga. So she's got to go to 16 no matter what. Or 17 eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to be required in the final stage of the saga, in the Apocalypse part of the sagas.
No, you hit it. And that's, yeah, no, that's a big deal. And it's definitely, basically, it's not a passable character. It's
There's no skipping her.
nah. And what's cool about this is that she is going to be a campaign release character. So everyone should have an opportunity to unlock her as they did with the other. I think those were friendly release methods, if I can recall, as far as with Kestro and Deathpool. But the other caveat that she's also, besides being a feature character for the Apocalypse, is also the Cosmic Crucible. I mean, this is going to be a team where she's all part of a Cosmic Crucible. And the kit basis that you're going to see, and we're not going to break it down, it's really meaty. But the main thing you just got to know is that they're a Crucible team. I think one of the biggest thing on her kit, if I can recall, is that she also prevents like revives when she kills somebody.
I think so. I think I've seen that as well.
It,
They're going to be a cool trio. Like the way their kits are set up, it reads for they're not going to make another Tangled Web character. They're going to let those 3 roll together, and then they give assists to Tangled Web allies, or they give all their buffs to Tangled Web allies plus 2 random allies. So it's not gonna matter who you put in with them. It's gonna lead to a lot of theory crafting for Crucible.
exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So, yeah, the other 2 characters that we're speaking of is Spider-Man 2099, and the third part of the member is Spider-Man Noir. So those are, and this whole thing, this is, so the blog post really kind of breaks down the whole lore, the background, it gets into the whole kit stuff.
Tells you
So
that they're mystic.
oh yeah, are they both or just one of them?
Noir, and Spider Weaver are.
Okay, so
I don't remember
two of
what
the three.
2099 is. He might be two. There he was right there. Go
Yeah.
down just a little bit.
Well, oh yeah, no, I saw it. Noir
Bio,
is,
he's Bio. Noir
yeah.
is mystic. 2099 is Bio, and Spider Weaver is also mystic.
Okay, yep. I just upgraded some of my Asgardians, man. Um,
I'm glad I'm done with him.
so we'll see. All right, well, that's the team there, so that's excitement here. But jumping into what's forecasting on the next, coming weeks, I'm just gonna, since this popped up as I'm scrolling through it, just to kind of briefly mention it, but we are gonna look into trying to make a second video specifically for Cosmic Crucible. So stay tuned for that. We'll see how that kind of goes. But yeah, this one, just to kind of touch on it, it's coming to an end as far as the preseason. The news that comes out on here is that they're coming up with the first official season one. And the start date of that is going to be on no, it's going to be September 15th. Yeah, it starts on September 15th. What's happening is the preseason is ending this week on September 8th, or like, after the trials. But it ends on the 8th. Then the rewards are coming on the following week on the 12th. And then the week after is when it starts on the 15th, where they have the new trial. And it's interesting because as you read into it, they talk about the updates and kind of what they're doing with the whole tribunal rating point system and so forth. But the main thing is really they're changing the rooms up. You're definitely going to be some changes here where the stage 3, they're now got Spider Mania, and that's kind of gonna double whammy, especially once they start. I guess the next patch, and I'll talk about that in the rumors. I mean, that's shortly on the horizon as well. So I think that's going to mirror when once those the Tangled Web starts coming up. You also got stage 3 going on there with their boost, and stage 4 has a latent power, the global heroes. So now they got a bigger trait there. Global heroes are going to have some benefits. 5 is the bio character. So you're looking at stage 3 and 5 is probably something that you may tinker with the web warriors or the symbiotes and the tangle web. So that one's going to be interesting because that one's applying offensive down to random enemy without offense that don't have offensive down. So that'd be crazy. And then of course there's the stage 6, the Tales of the Legend. So legendary characters are going to be jumping into that room. Whole different shuffling of theory crafting going on there. So everything that you just got accustomed to, everything that you started looking into, your cheat sheets and your infographics, you can just kind of roll it up into a wad and
It's all
throw it
gonna
into the
change, which is
trash.
cool, right? Isn't that cool? I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool. No, it is. It is. It's new.
Like,
It's fresh.
yeah, like I think that's great. I think I'm tired of fighting the same 6 defensive teams, and now I won't because they're going to change. And I know we'll talk about more about this, but I think you missed the biggest trait change to Cosmic Crucible. But we'll tease that for later,
All right.
unless you're looking at it right now. But we can also talk about that one more in depth later. I think that's going to be a huge deal, the Age of X. But we'll talk about that in the later half of the video.
All right. All right. We'll do that. So then skipping ahead and jumping into the events. So the events that are going to be coming up is going to be the coordinated assault. So really what's going to be placing the Stark R&D a little bit here early will be the coordinated assault because this starts tonight, and this is like the Alliance ISO type thing, as far as on everybody collecting or spending their ISO energies. So if you haven't done that on the show, save it, I guess, until reset.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I'll do tonight. I won't buy any of my ISO refreshes
Yeah.
until till either for me it's either 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock. So if they set it up early like they've been trying to do, then it'll be at 2 o'clock this afternoon for me, and that's what it says. So,
Yeah, it's 2 for you. There
but
it
it's
is.
you know it's subject to change.
Yeah, no, we'll see. All right, so we got that one rolling out. I forgot how many days it is. I think it might be like 6 days. I don't think it. Oh, 7 day. So it's a 7 day.
Yeah,
And then the we want to say the big one, but like the next big thing as far as the milestone is going to be this power of attorney. So you got your She-Hulk. Speaking of She-Hulk for a moment, have you caught her series at all on
not yet.
Disney Plus?
Not yet. I got high levels of excitement and anxiety to watch it all at the same time because I love Incredible Hulk. He's probably my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe character, and you're on the internet, so you see too many memes, and I keep seeing this meme of She-Hulk twerking, and it just makes me shake my head a little bit and be like, do I really want to watch this? Is it going to make me super happy for the Hulk powers, or am I just going to roll my eyes and be disappointed?
Man, you stole my thunder a little bit there, and a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, but you know what? It's funny. Without you seeing it, you already kind of raised all the sentiment that I have about it. I have been watching it. I am up to date on it. You are going to see some cameos of certain characters, but really to the point there. And this is like not stealing away from the show, but they put in. Damn, I already forgot her name. I was about to call her Cardi B. My wife just showed up, and I can kind of. Oh, Megan Thee Stallion. No, my wife thought I was calling her Cardi B. No, Megan Thee Stallion did a cameo up on this last episode, and that's what led into you seeing the twerking. So it was actually as part of an end scene.
Okay.
It was cheesy, man. And then that's the thing. I'm like looking at her and she's twerking in this actually outfit that she's wearing. No. Anyways, it's
I agree
weird.
with.
It's weird. It's like it kind of kills a little bit of the oral because you see Abomination, you see Tim Roth as the character there, like the actor for Abomination, which is cool. But then it's just kind of there is some quirkiness in there, man. But anyways, with the event, hopefully it's not as quirky as I was talking about, but we definitely are gonna be continuing to chuck along with the Abomination with the whole monthly milestone. And this is what we're looking at here is that there's gonna be 6 days of this particular in-game milestone going on, and it kind of breaks down like the feature stuff that you're looking for is always with the monthly character release. It's gonna be this irritated blood. And I can't remember
Irradiated
which
blood and
one
the
it is.
cells too. The mutated cells too.
Yeah,
Because the
irradiated.
irradiated blood basically gives you mutated cells.
Yeah, there it is. So that particular one that I was highlighting is on milestone 33, but the mutated cells are going to be all kind of correlating on certain milestones that you hit along the way. Um, trying to think if there's something big about it, but the big thing really off of it's Blitz. So you're going to be blitzing your minds out as far as trying to earn those points as you're going through it. Now, there was something here that I saw as feature, yeah. Now they're also going to be, there's the Fighting Force web milestone. So the milestone page that we jumped into earlier to break down. This is the new one that's going to replace it here. And this actual whole event, I didn't put the date, but this is on Wednesday. This is on September 7th, the whole She-Hulk thing. And so on Wednesdays when you can jump into it and start collecting those points. And of course, on here, it doesn't look as if they have mutated, but there's some shards. I mean, it looks like they got Captain Marvel, Jessica Jones, Nico, 10 Nico shards, and some Spider-Woman shards at milestone 20. And that's crazy because this is all on the web. And that kind of gets into that point where I think about my friend, my alliance mate, on what he may be missing out here. But this is not a daily one. It looks like it's a 6-day milestone. So definitely pay attention to that. I don't have anything else in regards to the blog post here. I mean, just as I'm scrolling, we can talk about it live. But it is the Rumble Blitz. It's going to be Weapon X later in the week. And speaking of Rumble Blitz, I don't know if anyone said this or I just didn't catch it, but I felt like I did 2 rounds of Rumble Blitz this week. Did you notice that, Darth?
I did not. I saw that they had the quick rumble. I think I heard that they had the quick rumble on the day that they were supposed to, but then they took it down, and then released it again the next day. I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened. And you could just going and normally because I am blitzing hard, putting timers
Mhm.
on. So right on server reset, 7 o'clock, bam, I'm there. My time 7. And I'm over there and I
Mhm.
saw that the Rumble Blitz with the Shield team was there. And I collected those rewards. I don't know if anyone's gonna catch me and take it away from me, but I don't know. but just saying, I mean,
Oh,
I got
you couldn't have because we have the exact same amount of season milestone points,
well what up?
and you get
Well,
season milestone points from the quick rumbles.
yeah. Well, I guess what I'm more talking about is the little side rewards. I know you're hitting on like the mutated cells.
Okay, so okay, you probably didn't do the event rewards. It was probably you probably grabbed the rewards that were actually in the Blitz itself.
Yes, there you go. That's what I'm
Okay,
talking
okay,
about.
okay. There we go. Okay, never mind. So you didn't
Yeah.
get any of those. Okay.
Nah, yeah, I probably didn't get that, but I did get like these, like basically as we're looking at this one for an example on the Weapon X ones, I was kind of collecting just like what the Blitz rewards were, but I didn't notice anything as far as on the sales. But then that was on Thursday, and then on Friday it came out again. So I felt like I was able to squeeze in two Rumble Blitzes. I don't know. It was weird. But again, I just kind of go methodically about it. I didn't really pay attention. I just like hit, go, 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 collect, 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 and I don't pay attention to exactly what I'm collecting. I'm just trying to squeeze in stuff in during before dinner. So that's kind of what happened. But then yeah, the new character availability. I don't know. I think I'll let you kind of close out the show a little bit as far as talking about availability of characters. But Valkyrie is being introduced on September 6th. That she's going to be entering the supply store. Where is it at? That doesn't sound right. Well, I guess
Yeah,
she's
the
just
supply
like,
store.
well, just
Go
all
to
the
the orb.
random, like the
Just
random pools. Yeah,
yeah,
supplies, Ultimate Orb, and so forth. So she's really not
and the mega
farmable.
orb.
She's just becoming available.
Exactly, and that's there's the first Wednesday of the month coming up, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, where's my actual release character, my farmability upgrade on the first Wednesday of the month? I know that they've done pretty good. Like in the last month, I hear they broke even. Like we got as many farmable characters as we did new characters in the game for a month finally. But they're not they're so like why not why so you made last month, there's no reason that you can't continue that trend and do like you said, and on the Wednesday, and it's not saying they're not, but usually they announce that in the blog post the week before what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And availability just sucks, man. Like like they're just hold all the good characters, and it's I'm specifically speaking about Icarus and Cersei when I speak about this right now, because they are the oldest characters that are still very high value, necessary characters for lots of modes in the game, and there's nowhere to pick them up except for with your credit card. I mean, I guess technically they're available in Mega Orbs, Premium Orbs, and Basic Orbs, but as far as that's concerned, I've been sitting on 187 out of 200 Icarus shards for 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that is not available. Like there's a slot machine chance that you get it, but there's nowhere for me to go actively even look for a few of those shards. I haven't picked up, excuse me, I haven't picked up Icarus shards since the Legacy Orb, or not the web release, the one with all the stars on it. There was
Yeah.
that one orb that came out, the web launch party orb is what it was called.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Those, that's the last place I picked up Icarus shards. So
Yeah.
I mean, so their availability sucks, and it sucks that it's such an important character. And they're almost a year.
Yeah.
The pet set of Eternals are almost a year old. There's no reason that they shouldn't be formable now. Um, they are part of the war meta, but they are not necessarily the Apex war. Arena. They're not the Apex Arena team anymore because of Morgan Le Fay, Dormammu, Rogue, Emma. I see 65% of my teams that I face don't have the Eternals in them. But I use the Eternals on my offense, and I guess even at a 5 red Icarus is still flipping a gear tier 16 level 90 Dormammu. So I mean, I guess it's not so important, but it's a hero collector game, and it drives me crazy that I cannot collect my heroes sometimes.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Well, all right, and here's your flash events there. So hopefully, maybe something during the week they'll talk about an update on farmability, because yeah, they did not talk about what that Wednesday character is. So stay tuned. Hopefully, something comes up with that. But I want to wrap up the whole show with is that we're kind of newly trying to do a little bit. It's kind of go into some of the rumorville side of things, and it's not anything really like Tana-ish, but it's just something that kind of comes into my radar, and I just wanted to kind of share, so that way just kind of pique anybody's interest there that wants to kind of stay in tuned. I'll first I'm gonna go back over here. So this is, I kind of jumped a little bit, but I had this saved because I was last week we talked about, the characters, who is it gonna be and so forth. But I was kind of curious. We're talking about Madam Web up here. Is that who the I already forgot her name, the new feature character? Is that who that's really supposed to be?
Yes,
And that's Spot,
that's where
right?
she goes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's okay. So, anyways, that's supposed to be, Spider Weaver. Gotta remember that. Spider Weaver. So that's where Spider Weaver really should be. But then there's Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Neor, and then here's Mr. Negative is the rumor to be this fifth character of the new patch. Because as we outlined those four, the fifth one also is the Red Hulk over here to the left. He's already known to be that character come out, so that's why he's built in the image. But the other things of note of what's on the horizon here is I'm just looking to switch screens. All right, so what we're looking at here is the Strike Pass rumor. And these are data mines that kind of come in through the Marvel Strike Force Discord page. So in well, this is Valkyrie. So in 10 days, that event's gonna end. So it's kind of showing that she's gonna be the new character. And I wonder if this is what the farmability is in their ice for you, Darth. It's like, wait a minute. We do have some characters coming out. We got them coming out on
That's
Strike
not.
Pass.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I mean, I could use Valkyrie shards. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about 12 away from a 6-star Valkyrie too, so I'll take those shards.
Yeah, so this is a rumor for Valkyrie coming out on the Strike Pass. This is it, Jane Thor character. So season 23. So this is the rumor where she will be the new character coming out. I feel more like, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because I do feel like 95% confident that this is going to be the character. So you got two Asgardians coming up on these passes here. So that's something like I'm excited about because they're ones that I do need to work on. And it's funny because it kind of leads into this whole update. And that's what I want to share. Is that there's going to be, now that we have the full 5 characters from this recent patch that we're working on, with Braun being the fifth, the last one to become released in the game. Now you can start looking into the horizon of what the new updates are going to be. What new characters, which kind of goes back to those silhouette images that we're just looking at. And then now we're looking into the whole data mine of like patch updates. So this is what I wanted to share with you, Darth, as we're looking at it here. There's going to be a new famine chapter. So now you got your rogue coming on to the Apocalypse Saga. All right. And then
Which
the second.
means to me that before that they have to release the second running of the famine scourge,
Okay.
because they said and that they would that the sagas would become available after the second running of their scourges.
Okay.
So that means that, I mean, we got an extra scourge this month. It feels like I wasn't ready for the Morgan Le Fay scourge that's wrapping up right now. So it feels like they're throwing him in a little quicker, especially the older ones. I would just be curious if we're gonna get the second running of the Rogue Scourge before we get the first running of the Red Hulk Scourge.
I think you're hitting on a good point, and I'm going to agree that that should be the case as what the cadence is and was. So, and it probably, well, I think right now they're just kind
They
of
told us
introducing
that,
what
like,
should.
that's something we can plan on. Like, there will be, like, I mean, that's what I'm planning on. They told us that there will be 2 runnings of each Scourge event before the saga is released.
Mhm.
So, like, to me, that and I took that seriously. So I went, okay, cool. I have 2 shots to get my character up to a reasonable star level, probably 6 for Rogue, but I got my Morgan to 7 and 2. I'll try to get the rest of them in 7 for 2, but we'll see how it goes. But I took a break basically. The reason I only have a 5-star Rogue is because I got that information and I went, I can't push this much time into this Scourge anymore right now, since I'm going to get 2 for sure. So that I'll be irritated if there's only 1 before all those. I just want them to do what they say.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. And then, yeah, and kind of to the point you're talking about is the second bullet point right here talks of it's the Red Hulk's Horsemen of Apocalypse War Scourge event. So that's going to be coming up on the new update, the new patch. So that's where that full 5 team starts, the Gamma team starts getting built up there with Red Hulk. And then kind of going back into that as I'm thinking about that, just to kind of remind, since it's been it feels like it's been a while, but it's far as like just reminding myself here. It's like, okay, well, what exactly do I need for that War Scourge? And here it is. I mean, this is going to be the team. And it's funny because as I was looking into the passes and those character releases, that's where the Hero as our Guardians come into play. So they're going to be one of the teams, along with the Wave 1 Avengers and your Ravengers. So just a reminder to continue to kind of build those up on the side, because you only got a few more weeks to start, planning accordingly as the data mine is starting to leak out there.
We'll say this: they're being much kinder on the War Scourge than they were on the Famine Scourge, with the availability of things like upgrades and for the Asgardians versus the Young Avengers. So think about it. We just said it looks like on the data mines that 2 Asgardian characters, the 2 new ones, are coming out on both of their passes.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't get any Echo or Kate shards anywhere. They have not been on a pass. So they're 2 huge members of your Young Avengers. So it feels like they're being way kinder to us. I know that people were unhappy because I think some of the Red Star promotions that they wanted weren't out in time. So we were worried that the Red Star promotions for Valkyrie on weren't going to be available. And I pulled a 2-star Valkyrie out of my Red Star orbs. So I was very sad. But she has been available now for over a week in the Red Star promotion store, which hopefully for people was enough time to get her up to the star level they wanted. And they've been giving us so many gold promotion credits, and I was so sad that I only pulled her at 2 that I actually promoted her all the way to 6. I don't think that was a wise decision, but when you're sitting on 300 gold credits and you spend like I do, you can't hardly sit on them.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
But anyway, they're being more generous towards the new Scourge event than they were the last one.
Yeah, you're right. No, I feel it. No, it's great points. Yeah, definitely a great point there. I agree with you. So the 5, part of the other thing on this patch is going to be the 5 new playable characters that we're just speaking of on that silhouette. And then there's Cosmic Crucible Season 1. And there's going to be a new event campaign. So more to come. See what that means.
Spider Weaver campaign.
Oh, that's right.
The new event will be Spider Weaver.
That's right. Okay.
That is the big one right there. Return of Avengers Tower. Now that's just a data mine, but hopefully.
I think it's coming for you, buddy. I know it is. I feel it. I feel it. Pocket Dimensions came in last go around, right? And why wouldn't they put the tower mode on this new one? So I think that cadence is kind of in line a little bit, that it just feels that's coming. So definitely, hopefully, it comes your way. I'll be excited for you. And truthfully, my interest is going to be there, and I may change opinions of it and be all excited about that. So. All right, well,
we'll do a tower mode video then, and I'll talk it up before we start it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we gotta do that, man. So I know I keep saying that. I got to figure out the timing of stuff here. With kids in school and stuff like that. Things have been a little bit hectic, but not too overwhelming. But all right, though, we'll wrap it up there as we're just kind of talking about. Definitely got 1 day left on the Pestilence Scourge event for those that are still trucking it along. Definitely fight your way through it. What's funny, just in case Darth was curious about it, we're on a separate leaderboard where we got our 7 stars there. But did I complete all my milestones? The answer is no. I haven't done it yet. I got to figure out. I put myself onto the this difficulty level 7, but I haven't put any scourges. So I got a day, and it's Labor Day, so I do have some time. Labor Day weekend. So I got some time to jump into it, and I'll figure out what I need to do with getting all these milestones. Because I don't want to pass up on those.
You gotta till tomorrow afternoon to do it. I tell you what I did is I went to 8, and I put on exactly as many scourges as gave me 1.5 million, and then went through it, and then I quit.
Okay. Yeah, I got to do that. I'll do it. All right,
You'll do it. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the show as far as recording this first part of it. Just thank you guys for staying tuned and listening in. And good luck, to everyone on their events, their milestones, the web, everything. Collect the resources as you can. And, good luck. And we'll definitely, I think the big exciting news again is going to be the new patch update, as, we're kind of winding down the current style of the game right now. With really the only excitement I feel right now is just kind of trying to figure out of opening one of my Abomination orbs. So we'll see how that goes. All right, well, stay tuned. Y'all take it easy, guys. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. And we'll catch y'all next Sunday. Bye-bye.